The Deep End is the 15th episode of Gravity Falls. In it, it's the hottest day of summer, so the Mystery Shack crew goes to the pool. Mabel's crushing on a dude who turns out to be a mermaid. Dipper and Wendy hang out, and Grunkle Stan deals with Gideon. Shenanigans ensue. In the beginning, I guess Mabel made a new whack stand since Headhunters. This episode introduces us to Mr. Poolcheck, played by Mike Randa, the co-writer throughout much of the show and later went on to make Mitchells vs. Machines. We actually did see Mr. Poolcheck last episode in the bar. Originally, he was going to be played by Will Forte, who plays Tyler Q. Biker, who makes an appearance in this episode. Mabel poking her head out of the water and the music going along with it sounds similar to Jaws. Armando is a mermaid. Merfolks were referenced in Dipper vs. Manliness. He's played by Matt Chaplin, who's a writer for the show, and also played a bunch of characters in other similar shows of similar fandoms that I never shut up about. But he's probably most known for being one of the guys behind Homestar Runner, a popular yet now forgotten series that was at the height of its popularity at the time. I'm more into Homestuck. Stan's line, "Yes, yes, burn a child," was originally going to be, "Yes, yes, blind the child." Disney censorship, because apparently burning the child is better than blinding them. Dipper and also Mabel have their first kiss with Armando. Armando jumping over Mabel with her fist in the air, and her standing on some rocks is a reference to Free Willy. A movie not a whole lot of people talk about, but its poster is one of the most famous of the 90s. Also famously have Michael Jackson's song. Mabel outfit check. In the beginning, we see a rare non-sweatered Mabel with a pink tank top and white shorts. Her one-piece swimsuit is similar to her classic shooting star sweater. And the only sweater of the episode is this really cute blue with a seahorse on it. It reminds me of the Valerians from Game of Thrones. Armando sends Mabel a couple messages in a bottle, but one of them says, "La Bam." A lot of the fandom at the time saw this and thought this meant that there would be a clone of Mabel who's evil and edgy or something. In reality, La Bam is just an animation error or oversight. Not everything has meaning behind it. There's also a bunch of people who at the time thought Wendy was a mermaid, and the only evidence for this happened to be the bottoms of her boots happened to be wet, like everyone's boots and shoes. This theory has so little evidence behind it, it makes my balls hurt. The credits play over Pool Jail Kid throughout time. I guess they forgot he was down there, which is honestly one of my favorite jokes. They just left him down there and he was never set free. Also, during the scratch test animation for an episode, the temp track was "Everybody Hurts." Our super code translated from numbers into letters, and then from Spanish into English, "Long live the Pool Ducks." This is surprisingly the most viewed episode of Gravity Falls. It might have to do with the fact that it aired after Wizards Return, Alex vs. Alex, the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. That and maybe because you got to see Wendy in a swimsuit. And yes, you perv, she wasn't originally supposed to wear a one piece. Disney censorship. This is a mediocre episode. It's fun seeing Wendy and Dipper hang out and being friends, and it's always funny seeing Gideon mess with Stan. But I don't know, the main story is just kind of whatever. It's just a very mid-tier episode, especially for Gravity Falls. I would still watch this over some other shows' best episodes, but for Gravity Falls, this is just kind of whatever.
Sweet! Want to go abuse our power?
But what if Poolcheck catches us? He seems emotionally unstable.